Start recording.
Are you recording now?
Yes, we're recording now. Fuck my craving
Alright.
for ice cream. This is Iceberg, episode 13.
Iceberg ice cream.
Iceberg ice cream connection.
That's all the way at the bottom of the iceberg image. Is iceberg ice cream connection? Question mark?
Question mark?
So which one did we leave off on precisely?
We left off on the Knights Templar catacombs.
No, for reference, Baffet's in Gloop, by the way.
I'm sure it is in blue.
We're almost to amazing.
Yeah, we're managing to. We're almost at the 4 hosts. I can't believe it.
Oh my.
Oh, me, oh, my.
Yeah, we're all on the bottom.
So Judge Bob was doing the most research on the tunnels, it seems, or the catacombs. Excuse me.
Well,
the tunnels and catacombs, because those are two different things.
well, the catacombs they usually are talking about are the catacombs that they were excavating or making underneath the Temple Mount, I think. Not including some probable catacombs they had back home, where they were originally made. From what it looks like, there's just a bunch of carvings of various wars, but I know that there's been a lot of rumors around about what might be down there, like various Christian or Abrahamic relics, like the Ark of the Covenant.
Of course.
Thermic read earlier that someone thinks that John the Baptist's head is down there, although some people think it might be in the Vatican instead.
I always preferred the Vatican version, because the Vatican version seems a little more realistic to me.
Yeah. What would be the purpose of hiding it anyway?
Well, I'm pretty sure the Temple Mount is always being... It's politically split up, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's 6 different churches. That's why there's that ladder that they can't move.
Well,
Yeah,
no. That's not the Temple Mount. That's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre you're talking about. The Temple Mount is currently where the Alaska Mosque is held, and it's the most holiest site in Judaism, 3rd most holiest site in Islam, and 2nd most holiest site in Christianity.
Anyways, the catacombs that are underneath the Temple Mount, a lot of people think it's apparently modeled off the Holy Sepulchre, so... maybe not. It's the most I can find on it, beyond just rumors.
Cool.
And the general idea that the Templars were doing shady stuff, but again, no one's sure of that either. You got anything, Bosun?
Nothing that you already got.
Baff?
Not on that one.
Alright, Freetown State Park.
Oh yeah.
This one, it's a bit of a throwback actually, because it involved. Let me grab it. Are you familiar with this image that I posted a couple months ago? The Bridgewater Triangle.
Familiar.
Vaguely.
I know that one.
Alright, so Freetown Forest is in the pretty much near the dead center of this anomalous zone. It's a 200 square mile area where, how did the article put it?
The muted triangle.
With a mind-boggling array of inexplicable, bizarre phenomenon reported since colonial times, including, but not limited to, unidentified objects, ghosts, mysterious black helicopters, orbs of light, strange disappearances, and cattle mutilation.
A fun one.
Let's see. Freetown State Forest is said to be the most active, a veritable wellspring of the weird and bizarre. Let's see here. There's one feature let's see, an 80-foot deep rock quarry known as the Lead was apparently a gathering of cult activity in the 70s. And there are numerous reports of people jumping off of this ledge, but never being recovered. So if you're ever interested, Sinaticus, take a drive to Massachusetts and survey the forest with a GoPro.
You know, it's funny you say that because my friends wanted to go check out this weird spot, and I was investigating buying a GoPro so that I can record it and put it on our channel.
Well, season 3 is when we actually go to each place on the iceberg.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you know, if you have any local shit like that you could go to, if you take yourself all.
Any of that based in California, I can probably do it.
So, hell yeah, totally. I'll go to Freetown State Park. So what are the Memphis tunnels?
They're basically a bunch of like all the drainage areas and all that kind of stuff. Where all
Your
the
mic
water
quality is awful.
Why do you sound like you're in like a fucking tunnel under China?
Yeah.
I'll get a different mic. This one is a different one than I normally use.
Is
Sorry.
that both?
Nope. That's
Who's
a
that?
spam bot.
Oh my god, I can barely fucking tell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's just boasting with worse mic quality. What is this?
Exactly.
Discount bosun? What the fuck?
This is weird.
So whilst he's muted, what do you guys think the Memphis tunnels are?
Well, he's muted. Sorry, my internet cut out for a few minutes.
Hard mode, don't say the word basically at any point.
Essentially. Fuck off, Bev.
In summary,
To be frank,
In short.
Does this sound any better?
Yes.
A lot better.
Oh my
Much
god.
better.
Probably.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Alright, so the Memphis tunnels are basically where. Oh shit.
Oh
Oh no, you said it.
So the Memphis tunnels are all the drainage tunnels and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I can't really find anything about what there is really, other than like that. They're very large though compared to other drainage tunnels, I'm guessing, because like there's a lot of things about people exploring them and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, here.
someone posted this on a blog for I Love Memphis.
Oh yeah, I was just on that. That is exactly what I was looking at. And I saw another post on Reddit, I think, about Memphis.
These almost look like catacombs.
Yeah.
Put a reference on. What search engine are you using?
I use Yahoo thing because I hate myself.
Alright.
Alright. Maybe one day we go to Memphis. Moon split in two. 1178.
Alright,
No,
that
this-
was another.
is extremely verifiable.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have
definitely.
a source on this one from the National Geographic. It talks
I
about
haven't-
how on I sound fucking drunk. On June 18th, 1178, 5 monks in Canterbury, England witnessed an event in which an object collided with the moon, caused the upper horn of it to split in two and create a spew of flaming sparks and fire in the sky. And there are some who say that what this is it's the creation of one of the craters on the moon, which Bath posted. But there are other astronomers who think that the crater isn't that young and that they have no idea what it is.
How long ago did the monks stay in East London?
Gee, let me do 2019 minus 1178.
It's a while ago.
So it's
I think
about
it's like
900 years.
811.
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah.
It's a little under, or a little over 800. But why does it say split in two?
it's probably the best way they could explain it.
Well, it doesn't say like they split in two. I saw another thing that just says like they saw it kind of blow up, and like a lot of people thought it was a meteor impact.
Would that sort of thing be visible from Earth?
Well, what I would imagine is that if something impacted the moon, it would the spray up of like dust and rocks and shit would block part of the moon's light, which would cause it to look like it's split in half, but it's just being covered by in the middle.
Well, that's fucking cool. I want to see that.
Time travel and just watch it with all the monks.
Yeah. Area 51 waste burning.
I've been researching this one.
Yeah, this one is actually quite
It's a
interesting.
very lengthy report from the LA Times.
There's a lot of reports in LA.
But the gist of it is that an anonymous source came forward and said that they got ill because Area 51 was burning plastic and toxic waste. And because of that lawsuit, Area 51 was pretty much closed down. They moved all their shit elsewhere.
Well, there was several dozen workers, and what they were doing was they would dump trash in football field-sized trenches and burn it with jet fuel.
Why would they do that?
And a lot of people got respiratory illnesses from it.
Another interesting thing to note is that they had some stealth technology that they were burning as well, which probably also caused some illnesses in the workers.
It almost sounds like someone either made it up or brought it to someone else's attention in order to specifically close it down.
I don't know why they would.
Well, if you're actually doing some weird shit in Area 51, but everyone knows about Area 51, so you want to move, you would be like, hey, we're moving away from Area 51, but it's because of this.
So, one of my favorite things from this article talks about how the personnel couldn't seek treatment from hospitals because they weren't allowed to talk about the nature of the contamination. And when there was a lawsuit, the defendant for the government was a colonel, one Richard Sarver, and he told the judge, Your Honor, there is no name. There is no name for the operating location near Groom Lake. Therefore, nothing has happened.
Wow.
Way to look at it.
Bingo works now. Another thing I'm getting in reports for it as well is the Groom Mine. Does anyone know if that's related?
Groom Mind?
The Groom Mine near Area 51.
Mine. I don't think. Oh my god.
I don't think
the
that's
Iceberg.
related.
Alright then.
Probably not.
We'll probably explore that when we talk about Area 51 and other government stuffs during Season 2. Am I mistaken for confusing stationary Earth just for geocentrism?
It's related in some ways. But
You
not
can
all.
have this cool picture.
No, that's a base.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Beautiful.
It's the idea that we are currently stationary and everything, at least in the solar system, is orbiting us. But if you think about it from the other standpoint, our entire solar system is going towards the middle anyways, so who knows? That's the idea.
Alright. I'm gonna Greytown nose.
Great time.
Noise. It's noise.
It's the nose.
Noise.
Big nose.
It's the story of some ship captains who, in 1867, off the coast of Nicaragua, heard these really strange noises that, like, caused their ships to vibrate. They were so loud. They had a distinctive time signature. They couldn't determine the source. It was, like, coming from every... People on the shore didn't report any sounds at all. I have a source, though. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing that happened. What was it? What was it, Cincinnati?
Well, it could be I mean, couldn't it have been something from the ocean?
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe a leviathan. Maybe the good old kraken's trying to come up and come for the ship's booty hole. I don't know.
Maybe even Atlantis. Who knows?
It didn't come from the water. It was coming like from. Well, they couldn't discern a source, but it was literally vibrating the ship. I don't know if something like underwater would be doing that. I guess maybe.
That sounds more like it would be like.
It sounds plausible to me that it came from the water because no one on land reported anything.
That is true. That's a good.
Plus, they couldn't see anything above the water, right?
Yeah, so it probably came from underneath the water.
Which is
Probably
really
just a
scary.
big whale.
I don't know, man. Something spoopy off the coast coming for the ship's butthole. Everglades Pyramid. Oh, this is another one. Yes, I fucking love this shit.
They photoshopped in the trees for this picture.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I think it's authentic to me.
I just watched out in 2 trees.
This is a real image, by the way.
Why?
Why?
There's apparently a lost civilization in Florida, and they had pyramids.
Yeah, dude.
Does that
The
come
Spanish
from the
killed 'em
idea
all.
that the Spanish went to Florida because they thought it would have El Dorado or the Fountain of Youth?
They went to a lot of places because they thought it'd have El Dorado.
Well, specifically Florida.
I mean, isn't there like a little place you can buy like a visit to the Fountain of Youth for like $20 at Florida?
Is there any like proof of this, or what's the? It's just rumor.
Well, there's Bath's picture. That looks pretty convincing.
Oh no. Someone's got some explaining to do, because guess what I just found on Google Images?
What?
Oh!
What?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Rhinox.
Rhinox!
No,
Oh,
hey,
no.
hey, hold on now. Alright, look. That could be any sort of arrowhead, okay?
Alright.
And, you know,
Right.
maybe,
I'm calling the FBI.
Same here.
Call him the CIA.
Uh-oh. Well, we're
posted
gonna
it in
move
the
away
web.
from this rabbit hole. And,
Yeah, let's, for the sake of Rhinox.
Iraq giant rumors.
They say they killed a giant in 2002. The U.S. did. That's what it is.
Yeah,
red hair,
somewhere
right?
near
Red hair giant.
Kandahar.
It's bad.
There's good artwork of it. Hold on.
Good fanfic of it.
Flaming red hair.
Check it out. Someone made this.
Really
Oh yeah, I
I like
remember
the one
that.
guy's just like, oh, fuck is this thing?
Yeah, I'm sure it to be true, but I think it's pretty much a hoax. But what an
Snopes
aesthetic!
did an
What an
article on
aesthetic!
it.
What an aesthetic thought though. Just the idea of like
Alright,
U.S.
hold on.
Special Force fighting a giant in the desert. That'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, I've muted Tarp just because he ran in here.
Here's the HD version.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh my god. See,
Does
that
it say
one's
how
cool.
they killed it, or if it killed any people? What was the
Oh
point?
yeah, it said like they killed one guy and then they shot it to death.
How did he kill him?
He stabbed it real good.
So
It
that
shows like the image shows, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. I think it was wielding a sword, not a stick, though.
Right, so given the lack of actual evidence, I'm just gonna... Hold up, I
Is
gotta...
there really no military reports or anything on it?
No, it's just somebody was like, I'm pretty sure they did it, dudes.
it's a really cool idea,
Pretty
but
much,
it probably didn't happen. Yeah.
So... YouTube monkey torture.
Absolute.
I think a lot of
This is where it gets.
Yeah. We've all heard about the YouTube monkey torture, right?
Yes,
could just, like,
we
go to
probably
the next
all know
one.
about it, but again, we have to go over it.
Right.
People
From what
beating
I-
up the monkeys.
It's a ring of strange playlists and users on YouTube that they find videos where usually baby monkeys, but all kinds of monkeys. They're just like getting hurt or getting beaten or dying, and they collect them on playlists. Uh,
And
and they
sometimes
leave comments about how much they want to just be murdered like baby monkeys, and so much of it that I have no rational explanation for it personally. I have no idea what's going on.
maybe it's a weird fetish.
Some theories say that it's only posted by one person and himself using multiple accounts.
There's so much of it and so many different accounts. There's no way it's only one guy.
Yeah, there's like 200 subscribers on one of the accounts. I don't know if it could.
No, I'm not saying like one person is watching all of it. I'm more saying.
And you can look yourself up. If you just go on YouTube and you look up the word monkeys and you search only for playlists, you get like a whole bunch of ones.
Has YouTube tried to take these down, or what's the whole?
That's the interesting part.
Because here's
actually.
one.
Not much has actually
Okay,
been.
that playlist is called "Hurt, Abused, Dead, or Dying Monkeys."
Thank
this
you.
one's
Yeah.
this one's my favorite just because it is a fun. It's just called Monkey Get Shit Beat.
Are these like South American torture porn playlists? What's the whole?
I don't know.
Fast
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But
We're probably going to let me switch over to right screen so that way people can actually see these videos. I'm gonna kidnap one, see if ha! I'm reading the thing as I'm going down. Yeah, I'm gonna kidnap a monkey. I'm secretly part of this chain, guys.
Fucking knew it.
Let's scroll down and see if we can't find any. Sometimes I wish my child had tails. Great built-in leashes.
I wish my child had tails.
Beat the rodent? Oh my god. Elmo baby is giving kidnapper hell. Should have killed the thing. Horrible creatures eat piss and sleep. Oh my god. That's
Hero
it.
monkey saves dying friend in Indian train station.
I like that one more.
The more you read, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
You know what? They're all like iconless individuals too.
Yeah, they probably got their accounts deleted or something at some point.
Monkey TV. It's a big one.
I don't know why YouTube hasn't taken these down yet.
Well, it's hard. It's like the Elsa Gate thing. We're probably gonna go a little further into speculation with season 2 with this.
I'd say.
Like, it should be taken down from the fence in the middle. Tear gas wouldn't separate this. Too much hatred. Oh my god. Alright, so that's real. Bacterial humanity.
This
It's
one
like
is
the
fucking
idea that-
insane.
It's like the idea that because there's so much bacteria in the human body, like it's 90% bacteria, 10% human cells, that we aren't actually humans. We are actually the bacteria inside of ourselves, and that is what is the intelligent part of us.
Yeah.
There are some like slight, like sciencey things that kind of vaguely support that line of thinking. There's already proof that they dictate what food you find good and what food you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have this medical news article that talks about how like the microbes in your digestive system literally could talk to your brain and control. It's fucking insane. Let me link it here. Hold.
You're talking about the bacteria in your gut, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that would be more them evolved to change our pattern of thinking, since they rely on us. So
Well, yeah. If you suddenly change your diet, they will die out.
Well, the idea, PP, is that are.
I mean, I agree.
That's what we
that
are.
it would work to an extent, but I don't know if it would be completely, that we're totally controlled by these things.
Someone tried to say bacteria. Body's bacteria don't outnumber human cells so much after all. But I can't get into the, can't get into the actual meat of the article because it's locked behind a paywall.
Well, what is a cell but a single-celled organism in on itself?
Well, yeah, but that's a cell and not necessarily a well,
I mean, bacterias are basically just cells with extra padding.
they have cell walls.
They have cell walls and such, and they have a nucleus.
They have
Yeah,
a lot more than just regular animal cells.
They have ribosomes.
Not really, though. They have pretty much the same stuff, I think. I think, if anything, they have less, if I remember correctly, from biology.
Oh wait, no, bacteria are prokaryote. I forgot.
Yeah, they're not eukaryotes.
Oh, yeah.
That means they will only have their nucleus and their cell.
I'm so bipolar. My bacteria's got a mind of its own.
If I ever hear that in real life, I'll fucking punch him in the face.
Satoshi Nakamoto is the individual who created the Bitcoin.
Or is
Purportedly.
he?
Yeah.
Is he
But
an
the thing
artificial
is-
intelligence?
I don't
According
really
to some
care.
people, the idea is that the code that is supposed to be used to make bitcoins is so advanced, and the strategies in getting them are so advanced that it can't be produced by a normal human being. It has to be produced by a machine. Some
So
people
that's
also,
a biz.
So some people also say that that Sakamoto himself is not a real person intentionally, as to make like the idea of decentralization egalitarian in itself.
Ah, I see.
Go on. That's it?
Of course, it's not our fault for being bad with money. It's the the hive mind AI. It's the
Oh,
fault of the
shit.
AI.
Well,
It's
oh
not my
shit,
fault.
hold on a second. I'm reading this post now. It says Satoshi Nakamoto is an acronym for Samsung, Toshiba, Nakamichi, Motorola.
Yeah, I know the image you're talking about. Let me post it up right now. Hold on.
Oh no, it goes deeper.
That those companies work together to create Bitcoin using the AI.
Yeah, that's the idea is right. And the guy himself. They also say that the guy himself, who is named Satoshi Nakamoto, there's not much information on him. So he claims to be from Japan, and he claims to be about 38. He's also supposedly showed himself in public, but no one knows if that's really him.
Radical. So, Baff, I noticed you posted this whole microchips and medicine deal. Baff?
Oh yeah, I couldn't hear you over this dude talking from a tunnel. But hey, yeah, I did post a, hold up, let me, there we go. Now I can't hear him. Yeah, I did post a funny image, didn't I? I'm sure we're all familiar with, the boomers who suspect that technology will be used, maliciously by Satan to, monitor us and help. This is an extension of the anti-vax movement. It's an obscure niche who believe that technology will be integrated into medicine to allow the state to control people. However, this is not worth reading into because microchips don't work that way.
Are we still in Satoshi AI? Not Satoshi AI.
No.
We're on microchips.
We're on
On
microchips.
microchips now?
Come on, man.
Medicine
Pay attention.
microchips.
Although it's always been in that sort of conspiracy theory, hasn't it? Same thing with flu shots.
Yeah, there's always like a generation of people who have like a pseudoscience way of explaining how the government's going to control your mind. In the cyberpunk age, it's
Nanomachines.
Play college ball.
Alright, so can someone explain to me what folklore-esque is?
Looks like it's a book. The folklore-esque, reframing folklore in a popular culture world. At least that's the first one I found. Anyone else?
I haven't found anything else.
So wait, folklore-esque is... Can you define that again? Sorry.
It's a book by, what's this guy's name? Michael Dillon Foster and Jeffrey A. Tolbert. This volume introduces a new concept to explore the dynamic relationship between folklore and popular culture, the folkloresque. With folkloresque, Foster and Tolbert name the product created when popular culture appropriates or reinvents folkloric themes, characters, and images. Such manufactured tropes are traditionally considered outside the purview of academic folklore study, but the folklorist offers a name for understanding them that is grounded in the discourse and theory of the discipline.
Oh, so it's kind of like the difference between the actual story of Dracula versus Hollywood's Dracula.
I guess.
I mean, this is, if that's what it is, it's verifiable. Right?
Alright. I don't know how to pronounce this next one. Belang? Gang stalking paradigm?
The fuck?
Wait,
Alright.
I found a blog.
Stalking is.
I found a blog.
Okay. Okay.
Let's hear the.
Just kind of scroll through it. Like, don't really read it too hard, but just kind of glance.
I left by accident, sorry.
As you scroll through, you even see a moth.
Do you hate Jews? Hitler was a Jew. Is your stove gas or electric?
What the fuck?
Oh no!
Fucking hate moths.
I mean,
Please stop posting. I'm scared of them to death.
do you guys already know that what gang stalking is, right?
This looks like it's all over the place, Bath. Where did you find this?
I googled the exact thing and I found that blog on like page 30.
Really?
Yeah, notice the website's in like Korean, oddly enough.
This one's got its own little iceberg.
Yeah, it
I
just.
say we save this page specific. But the gang stalking paradigm, it posits that people who believe that they are being gang stalked are themselves the real gang stalkers. They've just been brainwashed or something. It's like a project. They say that Project Belange is like an offshoot of MK Ultra, where brainwashes people to perform stalking action, and then through like word association, it moves them out of that trance. And because they're doing all these things that they don't know why, they become paranoid, and that's why they think that they're being gang stalked. They themselves are the ones that are doing action. It's a neat explanation for the people who think they're being gang stalked.
Yeah. Totally. I actually know what this is. Mr. .112 Dirtbag, who wants to do it.
I have the two videos if you want me to post them.
Yes, I do.
First, a YouTuber named 112 Dirtbag. His channel has been deleted since, but he uploaded two videos, although he had a few other ones. One is called Happy Anniversary, and it was released on, I forget the number of years, but it was released on the anniversary of the disappearance of a girl named Mara Murray. The association was made because Mara Murray went missing on Route 1112, and in an interview her dad called the person who he thought kidnapped her a dirtbag. So 112 Dirtbag, obviously the association with Mara. And after this video, which is just him laughing on the anniversary, so another video called Mara Murray, which just shows a picture of a ticket to like a winter lodge. And at the end it shows a face that looks like the map of the lodge, and the eye winks where around the golf course is, so this is people. He has this ticket to the lodge, and then it's purchased right around the time that she goes missing, and then there's the map with the eye winking. They believe that it's him telling them that he buried her body in the golf course of the lodge. Or something to that effect.
Has it been proven, or could it possibly be like a troll?
Well, I guess it could. But the ticket is authentic. This guy definitely did go to this lodge around the time that she gone missing. And she's never been found. So
So it's still up in the air.
yeah.
Do we know who this person is in real life, or is it still up in?
No. And the thing is that, you know, 4chan's aware of him, and they're typically good at tracking people down, so... they couldn't find him. I don't think anyone
His
can.
channel also got taken down, so...
That's creepy as fuck. James A. Garfield's final letter.
Shall post the full text.
Sure, why not?
James A. Garfield was 20th President of the United States before he was assassinated some months later. Let's see. Yeah, 6.5 months later.
Still quite a bit, probably. I mean, this is post industrial revolution. You gotta remember. So I mean, it's a pretty long time the country's been existing at this point.
What plagued rural America in its developing stages were fraternal organizations and the Masons. So there was certainly a lot of undercover shit that was happening at the time.
I think it's a narrow worldview to believe that important secrets didn't exist until World War II.
He was known as some member of a congressional... What was it? He was here before. No, I don't think it was a Freemason. It was something else. I think it was in the 1700s. And his presidency was in 1881.
So, for anyone who's been following us doing these icebergs, before we ever started recording them, you'll probably be familiar with the Sycamore Knoll. Can anyone refresh my memory?
Well, if I recall, wasn't it just this weird shape under the ocean that was giving off radio signals, right?
Sycamore Knoll?
I think I could find it in Joel.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm being an idiot.
Oh.
I'm trying to find a good image.
I found an image of it.
Yeah, it's just a like this weird fat object that's under the ocean off the California coast that's giving off a radio signal. I don't think any of them have been deciphered, but it is giving them off.
Get a picture for everyone else to see.
Someone on /X claims it to be UFO base under the sea in Malibu that gives off radio signals, and then he gives a YouTube link.
What's the YouTube link?
Yeah.
I'm checking it. Secure Team 10, alien base or UFO.
Oh, so it's like the Baltic Sea anomaly?
Well, there are plenty of underwater anomalies, which reminds me.
Well, we don't really go exploring that often as much as we should.
Yeah. We could find some cool shit there.
There you go.
Oh, hell no, this is 10 minutes. This is for season 2.
We'll come back to this one. See you next season.
Chim. CHIM.
Chim?
Chim.
Chim? You mean like the state of being in a Morrowind? That's what it is.
Yeah, that's all that came up when I looked.
Chim is in. I guess I can explain this a bit. Chim in Morrowind is the state of being able to like live in a sort of godlike form where every single possibility is possible to you, so long as and that your spirit will never die, but like redo everything over and over again until it's.
That's how they explain the save function, by the way.
Yeah,
That's really based.
it's a really base way to explain a save function in the game.
Well, I mean, but what's the theory purporting?
And I'd also probably say that Chim can also change reality in itself, where if you have the willpower, you can make something that was never was always be. So like in the games, there was like the idea that Cyrodiil was supposed to be a jungle, but Talos used Chim in order to make it so that was always a forest instead.
Alright,
So
so
then-
it's just Elder Scroll shit. Got it. Remove.
Well, I always thought that.
No, this actually might
well-
apply to real life.
Well, no,
too.
because I always thought that the idea of Chim was like a thing where the characters in the game realize that they're in the game, and that's why it gives them superpowers or something like that. That's what I thought it was.
In some ways, yes.
Didn't the last guy just refuse to fight because he knew you would just always...
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're the
That's
protagonist.
That's the idea. Like he already know that Chim exists and that you'll be able to kill him eventually.
Alright.
The anti-Masonic Party.
I found a
This
word.
is
It's mainstream enough to be a wiki article. It was mainstream enough to be, for a time, the second largest political party in America. Thanks, PP. You literally copied what I copied.
I'm sorry, my
Nice.
computer is just really...
The Anti-Masonic Party was a working-class party led by President John Quincy Adams. They emerged as an important third-party alternative to the Democrats and Republicans. In the state of New York, anti-Masons supplanted the Republicans as the primary ruling. A lot of their members died, and they gradually faded into obscurity to kind of absorb into the Whig Party, which later became the modern GOP.
funny thing about the anti-Masonic Party. There were a couple popes that actually banned in the anti-Masonic Party. Popes.
That's.
So I'm willing to bet the conspiracy probably just states that the Masons killed a vast majority of their members.
Starts the thing with season 2.
I'm not quite sure if we could dig any further into it, but we're.
I feel like you can.
We'll
You
sure
have to look
should
into how
try.
they got killed.
Ebola worship.
All I found was something to do with just misconceptions in Africa and 4chan, Ebola chan. I couldn't I tried to look further, but it really didn't seem to be any direct worship of Ebola itself.
White demon worshippers trying to spread Ebola. Oh, yep, no, it's just memes.
Yeah, so I think it's just memes that some people in Africa probably took seriously. There's this.
Radio? Moving on. It's Achbeto.
Nice pronunciation.
Yeah, Beto.
I'm willing to bet I didn't say that right.
I think that was supposed to be Betov.
Yeah.
Bental.
He was a scientist that was doing studies of consciousness, and he died in a really suspicious plane crash.
How
What was
suspicious
suspicious about the plane crash?
Guess what, Sinaticus? He was Jewish.
Well, that's why I... You see, I knew it.
Boy.
So his actual name is probably Yitzhak Bental. So what was suspicious about the plane crash?
That there's no reason for it. They never figured out why it happened. It just
Alright. Well, speaking of Jews, the Bible is actually the future.
The Bible is the future.
I mean, some parts are supposed to be the future, isn't it? And some aren't.
I'd imagine. Stuff like Armageddon, probably the
Revelations is
future.
supposed to be-
So what's the basis of this theory? Is it just some schizo, or is there like actual things behind it, Bath Bosun?
Guess not.
I guess not. Yeah, about to say. Organic robotoids.
Someone claims that, quote, organic robotoids are real and have infiltrated U.S. politics. And then there's
Some of it's conspiracy, but in movie night, some schizos put together these charts, and they noticed that as time progresses, a lot of important people seem to look younger. And
Like Hillary Clinton.
on the top right of the first image, Jimmy Carter almost looks like a different person in 10 years.
The article I'm looking at cites someone called Dr.
Oh
Peter,
wow!
or
What the fuck?
Peter
It's not
David
Jimmy
Peter.
Carter.
He actually does look young.
Generally, when people get older, even if they have makeup on, their face looks worse, but a lot of people's faces in these images look better after a long period.
That is Dave Chappelle's face there. He looks the same.
Black don't crack.
But considering all these figures are from like the 2000s, I feel like this is a very old conspiracy theory that no one believes in.
It might have some validity. It might have some validity though.
Peter
Considering
Beater
that
keeps
they do
coming
look
up.
different.
This is probably going to go into the government Illuminati section of season 2.
It looks very interesting though.
I mean,
like
because like this reminds me of that whole like celebrity doppelganger thing, where there are like dozens of celebrities who all look like each other.
I thought it was a celebrity youth serum.
Well, looks like we've got a lot to talk about. Singularity already happened.
I have a
Yikes.
little Reddit page that I have found that's basically saying that the idea is we have already ascended to the point where we've created the singularity of the idea that technology will create one big brain, and we've already done it by the way that the internet's formed. Yeah, the internet itself is a singularity. Yeah.
No.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, there is a philosophy called the global brain that purports something very similar. That humanity is slowly being subsumed into a whole organism.
Orgasm.
Yeah, shut up. Thank you. Anyway, and now it's gonna happen through technology. With that being said,
If
James,
humanity's global brain is the internet, then we are very schizophrenic.
I would have to agree. James Dean's little bastard.
Oh, that's the car. Essentially how it goes is so essentially what the little bastard is it's a car owned by James Dean who died in a car crash. And for
I think
some
in
reason-
that car too.
Yeah, in the car, and because he died in there, supposedly a curse has been placed on it where whoever takes anything from the car and adds it to their car, they will die because of it.
No, I
In
thought it was
some
that
gruesome
people.
accident.
I thought that the people just rode in his car, like they took it.
No, people rode in the car, took it, died, and even like if you have a little piece of it, like a mirror, you died.
Oh, okay. And then it disappeared.
Yeah.
What's up, Coupon?
I thought they weren't able to find it or something like that though.
Yeah,
I'm bringing up quite a similar case. There was a guy who was on death row. He killed someone with an axe, got convicted, and Yeah, I believe his noose didn't work correctly, and then almost everybody except for the judge involved in his case died of a heart attack within a couple years. Like he cursed them.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah,
"You're
and
all
then
gonna
he got
die."
killed.
Could you do me a favor and send that to me?
I'll find what it's called later.
I remember that was in one of my old like conspiracy books.
But how is this related to the James Dean thing, though?
Because he cursed him and they died, whereas this one is similar, that he kind of cursed the car and then people took stuff from it died.
I think the car just got
I see.
cursed. Like, cause I don't
It
think
got
James
cursed when it
Dean
was
did
dying.
anything to it.
He didn't do anything. He died in. That's the only thing that would make it correct.
Human zoos.
Okay, I did human zoos. Human zoos started around the 15th century. It wasn't just humans, it would also be like a lot of other exotic animals, but then they would have like, you know, different skin color humans, dwarves, albinos, hunchbacks. An interesting tidbit is that during the rise of the Nazi Party, these people were usually left alone because there were so few of them that Nazis didn't see them as a threat. There's a couple instances of them being compared to illegal immigrants at the border in the current day and age. The most recent things, there's just like performances and stuff like that people do, but you can still pay to see a popular tourist safari that goes past the Jarwa tribe. An excerpt from this article here, it says, "At the entrance of the nature preserve, there was a sign forbidding interaction or feeding with the tribe's people, but tourists flooded in by the hundreds every day with bananas and other food. While police officers were there to protect the tribe from contact, at least one video revealed a police officer instructing the naked woman of a tribe to dance, and food is thrown at the person."
And what was
So no, that's current.
This is current?
Yeah,
Holy
you can
fucking God.
pay to go see this popular safari, see the tribes people.
This is just fucking gruesome now. That's
So-
dark.
Jarwa tribe.
I wanted to save this one for Baff and Bosun because the three of us went over this a long time ago, and for the life of me, I cannot remember any of it. What is a Bugsy?
Wait, where?
A Bugsy.
Bugsy.
It's Bubsy, but they misspelled it.
Are you sure you're in the right? Are you sure you're in the right spot?
Yeah, we just went over human zoos.
What the?
You see, I took this from an old iceberg we did. That it wasn't blacked, but I don't remember what it is. And it's not on this iceberg.
What the? Oh.
X tab.
So we're on a different. So we're on a different iceberg.
Oh, well, I posted the image in movie night twice.
I don't see.
Yeah, movie night.
Did you delete it?
No? Do you have
No,
an
I just-
updated version?
Oh, you added shit to the iceberg.
X tab. Never heard of that. Let me look that up.
Yes, I added a couple ones that are not on here.
Seems like a. Oof, that isn't.
Okay.
That is a very specific god.
Yeah, I know.
Can't
I
wait
was
to see
thinking
them add it
that.
to Smite.
Are we not doing Bugsy?
What would be
We are. I'm sorry. I didn't. My brain completely destroyed because I was looking at an old version. I thought. I remember there being something really interesting for Bugsy, but I can't find it right.
Like a Bugsy in quotation marks. See if that comes up with anything.
Bubsy through.
If you're using Google, it won't work.
I'm not.
It's the worst thing they did. Take away the Boolean operator.
Oh, maybe it's Bugsy Siegel or something.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one too.
Let's see, creepy Wikipedia. Oh, here's. Oh,
This is.
Alright, so I'm gonna take it that we're not gonna find
Alright, I'm
anything
gonna
for
mute
this.
God damn it! I remember there being something for this. I do, but I just don't.
Alright, I'll tell you what.
The movie about like Las Vegas.
I'll undo the black, and then we'll come back to this at some later point. The Phobos incident.
I actually know about this.
Oh. Yeah, have you seen the Phobos media video?
Yeah, the Phobos thing. It's they sent a satellite to the farthest they could, and sometimes like in 1950, 1960. And when they got there, there was a mysterious little like video presentation, like video being presented that after a while, all the video and audio went dead, and they could not find the satellite anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
kinda, like,
The satellite gave 2 images. The first one I posted
That's
is the
second
one that was on television, and the second one that Thermic posted is the alleged leaked image from classified Soviet documentation as to what the second one. It's important to state that the second image has not been confirmed legitimate.
Yeah, theories like have been stated to say that there was that it was probably a UFO that took it or something like that to like hide something. But the likely idea is that probably some gas occurrence happened near Jupiter or Saturn, wherever Phobos is near, and the signal is just lost by like that occurrence occurred. It's likely that it's just like on the moon of Phobos right now.
Alright. This is another one. These next 2 are other ones from previous icebergs that we did that aren't on this one. The Hidden Mongol Empire.
Is it Mongol or Mongrel?
Mongol.
Mongol.
The Hidden Mongol Empire sounds interesting though.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm fine not hearing about him. Or I think actually I do know what you're talking about now.
You know, we didn't black this last time, Bosun, so we found something for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think this is about, and I'll post an image because this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, actually. So if you look in a lot of very old-timey maps, what you have is this large region labeled the Grand Tartary or Great Tartar or Grand Tartary and all these sort of variations. And at some point, it just stops. So it just becomes part of Russia. Now there are a lot of what?
It comes part of what?
Becomes part of Russia. But there's supposedly a lot of ancient accounts that say that Grand Tartary had its own sort of civilization and culture. A lot of scattered city-states, and that their own like this. They had uniforms, and there are accounts that they had a military and all. It's suddenly just all gone. There is a leaked report from the CIA that claims that the Soviet government actively attempted to remove the existence of Grand Tartary from history. I'm going to try my best to find that CIA document right now. Well, no, I told you I was going to get it.
Wouldn't it seem obvious that Grand Tartary would have scattered civilizations? I mean, no one is seriously trying to claim that all of Asia was barren until the Soviet Union rolled.
Well, no.
Well, if you look in here, sourced from this CIA document. For example, on the 9th of August, Central Committee of the Communist Party sitting in Moscow issued a directive ordering the party's Tartar Provincial Committee to proceed to a scientific revision of the history of Tartary, to liquidate serious shortcomings and mistakes of a nationalistic character committed by the individual writers and historians in dealing with Tartar history. In other words, Tartar history was to be rewritten. Let us be frank, was to be falsified in order to eliminate references to Great Russian aggressions is to hide the facts of the real course of Tartar-Russian relations. This was no isolated case. In every Muslim area from the USSR, historians, on orders of the Communist Party, have rewritten history to distort the facts so that the Russians appear always in good.
Is this official documentation?
Is this the report of Iron
Yeah,
Mountain?
there's a link there's a link to the document on CIA.net. And I've looked in it and I found this exact quote, so that this is the source of it.
So it's forwarding the claim that the Soviet Union made a great grand effort in all of its territories to wipe the Tartars from history.
Or at least
Pretty
the
much,
ones
because they made mistakes in foreign relations with it, and so they wanted to rewrite history in such a way that they appeared to be in a much better light by falsifying the entirety of the history of the region.
All right. Finally, we can scroll back up to the report from the Iron Mountain.
I can do this. Report from Iron Mountain is a dubious fiction novel written in the mid to late 60s about a unnamed committee of government personnel discussing how the state of perpetual warfare is necessary for a democratic society in the 20th century. By itself, it's an interesting piece of fiction. However, it was not classified as a satirical novel until word of the book reached President Johnson, there was an account of him, quote unquote, hitting the roof and demanding it be banned as a novel. After that point, it was labeled as satirical.
He was like, fuck that book.
Yeah, anyone who knows about like 20th century politics, you can see how this book would make people at the time irritable.
Yeah.
Because there was a sort of pseudo-war economy, but this book was like an absurdist view of that America was a warmongering society. This book was very open and frank about it. So to have this book be published as like pretending to be nonfiction, he would make people very uneasy.
What? Really quick, when was this made again?
The book was written in like 1968.
That's when it was released in 72.
So you would not be able to sanction this to like be to be banned, but he could be blacklisted as like a commie or something.
Yeah.
Like that cover there in Movie Night is from like the 90s when they started making it an obvious satire. But when it was first made, that was not the case. The writer of the book only yielded and said it was a satire a couple years after the fact. But when it was released, it wasn't really treated as anything more than just what it was. Some conspiracy theorists think it's a legitimate piece that whistleblowers made and put together and released.
NAMBLA shootings.
Well, first you have to disclose what the word NAMBLA means for the audience.
Yeah, National Association of Man-Boy Lovers, I think, or something like that.
It's the North American Boy Love Association.
So we know what NAMBLA is, but what shootings is it referring to?
No, you know what it might mean? The Pizzagate shooting.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's a different shooting altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, NAMBLA was like apparently supposedly like related and.
Yep, but that's a different shooting. That goes by a different name altogether.
Oh, okay.
There's a thing about a video game that's like a Nazi game that encouraged people to blow up the NAMBLA stuff. I don't know.
I can't find anything.
It's called like Angry Goy.
Is this just a dead end then?
Yeah, it's just a dead end. It's just like.
Alright, I guess we're gonna black an ambush shooting.
Yeah, unless Beth has something. Which do you?
Baf, do you have anything?
Yeah, no, I've got nothing on it. So, cigarettes are good for you.
The main theory I found on the main theory I found on this one, smoking tobacco actually has health benefits, but what causes the ill effects of smoking is the filter that they put in cigarettes and not the tobacco itself. Which is an interesting theory, but I don't have a lot of back.
Yeah, there are ample studies to show that this isn't, just gonna black that and move on. Symbiogenesis.
Symbiogenesis essentially said that they eventually prokaryotic cells learn to be able to coincide with one another to be able to coexist. So bacteria eventually develop themselves into what we now know as organelles.
Yeah, that's how the current theory goes, at least for the mitochondria and various other sorts of organelles for the cell. The idea is that instead of it being competitive like the original Darwinian theory, it's more about cooperation. Is that correct, Thermic?
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. It was it's really odd of how it happened. No one really knows why exactly it happened. All we know is that they are already like cells that do the same thing, like cytoplastic. Forgot the name for it, but like that feed off themselves using the light from the sun. Eventually went with plant cells, and that's how plant cells were made.
Cytoplasts, right?
Cytoplast, thank you. Yeah.
Thing is, I can't really find much. Well, no
That's
one
all.
can.
That's all it is. Nothing too like drastic. I've learned this in like my paleontology class. Being honest.
So it's not a real conspiracy.
I mean, it could be a conspiracy in the sense of like why it happened. No one knows still. Like what exactly caused it. All we know is
No one's
that
even sure that it actually happened.
Yeah, and it only happened about 3 times successfully with plants, animals, and fungus.
Now I'm expecting this one to be dark. At the very least, whenever I see this, it tends to be dark. Bhutanese shadow market.
Immediately, four plebs thing came up.
You should be looking on 4 plebs anyway.
I mean, sometimes 4 plebs just gives you the iceberg or a dead end, so.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a dead end.
Okay, so according to a deleted user on Reddit, Bhutanese Shadow Market, from what he has gathered, is a place where you can buy stuff like immortality and other arcane shit. And he claims he got this from 4chan. And then another guy says, theory goes that the pancreas does not actually exist, and that the procedure they put you through to remove it is actually an operation to remove a chakral energy point that has been positioned through the food we eat, poisoned through the food we eat, meticulously planned by a group of evil arch-wizards hell-bent on taking magic away from the masses.
Well, chakra removal. Chakra removal is really soon in the list.
Yeah, I better say, chakra removal in on itself is on the list.
Yeah, so basically the Bhutanese Shadow Market is something similar to that. It's where you can buy arcane shit.
Alright.
Yo, hey kids, you want to buy wizard powers?
Alright, interesting shit. Now, I'm not even sure as to whether or not we should be entertaining the Schaefer mystery. That's like a rabbit hole in on itself. And
Oh, I can say what the Shaver mystery is.
Shaver mystery is weird, dude.
It's
like the idea that the Pulp Fiction writer Ray Schaefer actually is not writing fictional stories. He's writing his events like that it's happened in real life.
Well, because he
Oh.
claimed when he sent them into the magazine that they were real events because he sent them as letters. He didn't like even work for the magazine.
Well,
Oh,
that, and he
jeez.
also had this like weird language where, like this formula on words they all had hidden, and like even the editor was reading it, and he's like, "Dude, this is some weird shit."
Yeah, we're not really gonna go over this all that much. This is a season 2 thing. Satanic Saturn rings. Baff, this is your favorite thing.
But they're not satanic. I don't know.
That's odd.
All I see is that there's like the thing about the hexagon in Saturn, like related to Illuminati stuff. That's all I see.
I think the best way to sort of exemplify the reason for all this conspiracy theory is just to play the sounds of Saturn.
Alright.
That in and of itself is gonna.
So I'm gonna pull that up.
So what's up with all this silence?
I'm researching right now.
On the Saturn rings, right?
Yeah.
You find them Saturn?
Yeah, I'm listening to them right now, and I posted them in the movie night.
Okay. Well, I'm tabbed that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know this. This is just a phenomenon from like astronomical.
So it's clear that this is a boomer conspiracy. This is another one of those things where it's just like, oh, we've recorded the sounds of Saturn, and look, they sound like they're from hell.
Well, that's not it.
No,
That's not all there is. It's just that's the best example of why people are so irritated by Saturn, for lack of a better word.
My astronomy teacher really put it best. It's just like winds going at extremely high speeds, faster than bullets sometimes.
I'm not. The sounds are inconsequential.
Alright, so.
Not to mention that the hexagon is far more important.
See where this is. See.
There's not
Next
much
one
on this.
is
The 2006 volleyball incident.
Yes.
And, okay, so apparently nobody knew what that was except for like this one guy. He said, alright, I'll enlighten you on the 2006 volleyball incident since I saw another thread about it. Basically, it said, small incident at a volleyball game somewhere in the Dakotas or Nebraska. Never specified. Newspaper at Nebraska gas station reports a shooting at a small town 10 miles away. End up in South Dakota. See it again at Kadoka SD. There was a shooting at Iceberg, same state. By the time we leave, I hear little talk about it. Only ones during motel breakfast. I get home, my friend thought about the whole thing and remembers it taking place in North. Basically, it's bullcrap or something.
Are there any other reports talking about it, Bosun, Baff, Rhinox?
I think Baff and Rhinox are asleep. Well, the whole point of the idea, people remember it, but it was memory hold.
Basically, it says like nothing was specified about. It was a thing that happened at a volleyball game in the Dakotas.
The second thing that came up was the Plate Canyon High School hostage crisis.
That might be what it is.
On September 27th, 2006, the gunman, 53-year-old Dwayne Roger Morrison, that sounds familiar, took 6 female students hostage and sexually assaulted them.
What the
releasing
fuck?
4 of them. Let's see if there's anything about volleyball. Volleyball is not mentioned in the article. Now, why is that?
Oh, basically, some guy put a better explanation. A an incident that took place in a random town from 3 different states. Except everyone who knows remembers a different place each time. I only heard about it from word of mouth or smaller forms of local news for a week, and nothing ever came of it, even though at the time it sounded like it would become more infamous than some of the worst disasters in American history.
Oh, this one's in Bailey, Colorado, the one that I just listed off.
So essentially, what this is that it's something that no one can agree on. And it could probably be a false memory.
Yeah, it was
on everyone's part.
Yeah, or like something out of a dream they had. It's kind of like the SCP, the Islamic Republic of Samothrace, where it's a country that may or may not exist. And no one really knows if it does or not. But either way, it's really bad.
So it is just like everyone has collectively false memory, kind of like
Right,
the
to
idea of
avoid
like
to
having
go into
Mandela
circle
effect.
logic, let's keep going. What's S spacey in?
That's a
God,
good
I've
question.
tried so hard to find this shit, but it's
There's
not.
a YouTube channel called
It's-
S-Space.
It's ungoogleable. This fucking crazy. Just it's like unsearchable everywhere.
You can, it means believe in French. I remember that.
What's the YouTube channel? Maybe it's revolving around that.
No, it's literally got no videos, and they're like a Japanese that watches.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll just insta-black that one. It says Max Lombardi, just the individual.
Mark.
Mark. Oh, my bad. I read that as Max. It's Mark, yeah.
He did several various, he supposedly documented the, illegal or corrupt power deals and banking and such between different individuals and wealthy men. If you look at
For instance, his 1999 drawing, George W. Bush, Harkin Energy, and Jackson Stevens, shows alleged connections between James Bath, Bush, and bin Laden families, and business deals in Texas and around the world.
Yeah.
Well, if you look in Movie Night, what he does is he constructs webs of connections.
And you can call him a schizo, but his works were good enough that after 9/11, the FBI very seriously investigated his portfolio.
Look at this.
Well, shit, he died at age 48.
Yeah, he probably died from some sort of government fuckery. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Something's up with my...
Natural cause.
Natural
Very
causes.
suddenly had a bullet hole.
CP soundtracks.
A lot of posts specifically cite banned pseudoscorp.
Yeah, I was about to search pseudoscorpion on /mu archives. Alright.
I'm looking on the Mu archives right now, so you can see.
Oh, let's see.
That's fine. I typically cut out all the blank areas anyway. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing for this one episode.
There's like, here, I found this thing on like a Reddit thing.
Whoa.
On.
This happened. I started looking into. Oh, hold up! I gotta change cameras. A group of people.
Pseudoscorpion.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, okay, so it's the idea that there's a band, Pseudoscorpion did it. And someone posted a share link file of the audio. Obviously, downloading audio is illegal, so what he's saying is that you shouldn't even attempt to find it, because even doing so could be illegal on the off chance that it's real, which I kind of agree with.
Fuck.
For some reason, it's connected to Dr. Dre.
What the fuck? Has
Pluto or Super Scorpion?
So, this appears to be another major rabbit hole that
so season
Everyone's
2?
favorite.
dive deeper into. Nuclear grid theory.
I don't know that one.
I haven't found anything. Bath, you still with us?
Yeah.
How far ahead are you searching?
Pretty far, because nothing's really caught the noggin, but I do have a couple ahead.
Just explain them anyways.
I have a storm coming, so if I disappear, that's probably because the power goes out.
Where do you live again, Beth? Virginia?
Where do you live again, Beth?
Damn it, he caught me.
It's almost as if it was an obvious attempt.
Bruce, Kathy's theory of global grid.
I know you got something on there. Who's Bruce Cathy?
I'm looking at right.
Vortex maps.
I've got some stuff for Simpsons pancakes.
Is that later in the iceberg?
Well, then that one will be yours.
It's next row if we're
Yeah, it's next row.
stuck for the next couple of things.
Yeah. Essential thesis of Wiki's mathematics describe a grid-like pattern on Earth that powers flying saucers and controls the dates and places where nuclear bombs can function. He did claim to have successfully predicted in his book the detonation time of an early French nuclear test using his harmonic mathematics. His theories resemble Buckminster-Fuller synergetics. In reality, everything is energy vector. I want to know if he actually did predict the French detonation test, because that would be pretty.
I thought that's what I was saying. Like he actually was able to do it.
Because I'm looking at this stuff about Bruce Cathy.
I'm waiting for you guys to get to one of the later ones that I looked up.
But what's the gist of nuclear grid theory?
It's just that there's an energy grid on Earth that dictates when and where nuclear bombs can function. It's basically if you try to detonate a nuclear bomb at a certain point that isn't at the specific time or at a specific location, it won't work. And he said that he used this grid that he had come up with through complex mathematics to predict a French nuclear test. He said this is one of the points on the grid. There would be a nuclear test here based on this, and then it happened.
Megaliths built on Earth grid points?
For some reason,
Oh, I know that one.
That was the first thing that came up when I looked for nuclear grid theory.
The glyph points is the idea that governments have been strategically putting bases on these grid points, and for some reason also structures of like human importance, like the pyramids of Giza and stuff like that, are found on these grid points. So the idea is that if you control the grid points, you control the world.
Yeah, it's like ley lines and all that stuff, right?
Perhaps it's related.
That's my favorite cop-out in fantasy.
Yeah.
What
That magic is derived from like arbitrary lines on the ground that you have to tap.
That sounds interesting.
Give Monk a big suck.
Someone claims to have removed their chakra.
Alright.
It's taking its time loading. Want a highly fuck that. It's becoming a hot topic. It's from the transcendingtimes.org. Made in 2018 on the 5th of March. He wants us to buy his books.
So it's probably some guy trying to scam everybody.
I'm reading, Thermic. Shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
Paste. That being said, I do have the next one after this.
Oh, okay.
Too, actually.
No, I'm doing it because I haven't spoken,
Yeah.
and I might
I'm
go
gonna say
away.
for giving this one the bath.
Alright.
Hosts over non-hosts, I'd say.
Alright.
Isla Burma, Burjma. I can't fucking pronounce that.
It's Spanish.
Bermeja.
It's specifically Mexican.
This guy claims that he can work vampirism by chakra.
We're on the next one, Rhinox.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
No, Baff is doing this one. Baff is doing this.
Let's see. Hey, Thermic, pronounce that word for me. Bermeja?
Bermeja.
Bermeja, close enough. The island of Bermeja appeared on maps from the 1500s to the 1700s, a tiny dot of land lying roughly 55 miles off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. It was too small to be of much interest to anybody until the 2000s. However, when the US and Mexican governments began conducting more oil rig operations, Mexican legislators spotted the tiny island on old maps and realized that its presence would extend Mexico's territorial limits and give the country a greater claim to the oil deposits. The problem, though, was that when researchers from the, National Autonomous University of Mexico started looking for the island, they couldn't find it. Studies with underwater sensing devices couldn't locate a submerged island either. They concluded that contrary to the old maps, the island didn't actually exist. However, there was a conspiracy theory that the United States deliberately sunk the tiny island to reduce Mexico's territorial limits.
That is based. Wow.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, you can build and sink islands all the time if they're small enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it for what's it called? Liberty Island, where they made it. They made most of the dirt from New York. That way, they can have more of a claim.
Yeah. Roswell fossils.
Roswell Falls.
Roswell fossils.
By the way, Rhinox has all the chakra removal stuff ready to go whenever.
We already looked into that, Thermac.
Oh.
Huh.
I have Yahweh.
No. Anyway, so there are a lot of fossils that are found at Roswell, but I don't know if there's significance to them.
The Roswell incident was the UFO thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's talking about fossils, not aliens.
Well, they might be alien in origin.
There you go.
Why would they? The thing crashed and they wouldn't be fossils, but
Well, who says they didn't land here earlier, and that Roswell was a navigation plane?
Either way, I can't find anything.
I guess it's
yeah, I don't see.
I have heard many theories about aliens using certain geographical landmarks as a. Well,
Oh, we actually just talked about that.
Yeah, we just
talked about that. Yeah.
Alright, Coupon.
But anyway,
What
are Simonton pancakes?
What are Simonton pancakes?
Joe was a chicken farmer in Eagle River, Wisconsin. At 11 a.m., he heard jet-like noises from outside his home. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go.
Yes,
Okay, my connection is shitting itself. I'm gonna join on my.
She'll be back.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, a 30-foot diameter, 12-foot tall metallic ship with depressed rings around the center, and they also had a number of pipes sticking out of it. that was in front of his home. He says Italian-looking beings stepped out of the ship.
Italian?
Yes.
They're like little chubby men with aprons.
One of the articles says the dark hair and complexions is what made him think that. Joe telepathically was told to get them water. The aliens provided him with a metallic jug. According to the Air Force report, Joe also saw a man cooking something on some sort of flameless appliance inside of the ship. In exchange for water, the beings gave him multiple pancakes. He says that they tasted like cardboard. I have a photo of Joe and his pancakes for you.
That's a weird thing to give as a reward, but I guess it's the same reward for water. What?
They were thirsty.
So the Air Force concluded that Simpson had not concocted the story for money or attention or anything, but instead he had a strange dreamlike state, and that's how he ended up dreaming this all. The Air Force analyzed the pancakes by the Food and Drug Laboratory and the U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and the results concluded that it was pancakes, only lacking in salt. Another one of the articles...
Shit, you cut out.
Uh-oh.
Aliens got her! The CIA got her!
The aliens who cooked the pancakes got her.
Fuck.
They call my pancakes bland?
They're serving her pancakes as we speak. And who knows what
God.
else.
Hello?
There we go.
You were saying,
Okay, what?
You were like
What did
saying
I leave off with?
You said that
You were...
you said that they were lacking in salt, and then you cut out.
Okay, they were either lacking in salt, and then another article says that it was an unknown type of wheat.
That's odd.
Why it looks a little green?
It kind of looks like a beehive.
I think that's just because of the air bubbles.
It looks like he fucked up an egg.
So,
Maybe he...
Iris Canty of Milan.
I kind of want to continue on the pancakes, actually.
So... Is one happening?
The pan...
Iris
I'm
Canty
just
of
wondering
Milan.
why pancakes?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Oh, they're moving on,
I'm
though.
sure just some,
Hold
two,
on,
some two
hold on.
Italian men in a blimp came by.
Sleep isn't necessary. Sleep deprivation lifestyle.
You want this one back?
That's actually directed at you, because you seem to swear by a badge of honor that you only sleep 4 hours, and you're clearly healthy and fine, so why don't you talk-
no, that's not. I don't do that.
Well,
What
it's
is?
like it sounds similar to the Uberman sleep schedule.
Because, like,
Did you find?
if there was a hidden superpower that you could unlock by not sleeping, you'd think someone would have found it by now.
Do you know what the Uberman sleep
I just think you don't really need it, to be honest.
Well, you do need it.
Yeah, like a
It's
lot.
It's useful for memory. There.
It's useful for everything. If you don't sleep well, you're objectively unhealthy, and you deteriorate. Fun fact, according to the World Health Organization, 2/3 of living adults are sleep.
But if you go without sleeping,
I think that's a psyop, Marco.
Sorry, what is that?
They're trying to get you to sleep more. You don't need.
Oh, God forbid you sleep more.
No, listen. If you go without sleeping for long enough, you start hallucinating both audibly and physically. I've done it before.
I think that's just you seeing into the fourth dimension. So maybe if you stop sleeping entirely, you'd be able to get
Okay,
it.
you joke, but that bus was there at some.
Shut the fuck up,
I
Schizo.
saw advertisements for Zaxby's after the third day.
I no clipped out of reality, and I ended up in a Zax.
Speaking of which, people keep talking about the back rooms, and I don't see it anywhere here. So.
It's because it's a recent.
Well, that's because it was a recent development.
It's a recent bullshit thing. Just ignore it. They've already ruined it. Like, you've
Yeah.
already got YouTubers going like, exploring the back room.
Anyway, life on the sun.
Is there?
I don't know. Let's find out. I still have to
We
back
got
room.
nothing for the life.
I'm gonna look more into it, but actually, you know what? I think this may be referring. Let me see if I can.
Life on this.
There is this GIF that has been proliferated on X places. I have never seen a single plausible explanation for what's happening in this.
Right, the sun drinker anomaly. That's what I was just thinking about.
I don't know if it's exactly
solar flare.
No, it's not a solar flare. It's
That's definitely not a solar flare.
You can definitely see a spherical object that is taking the strand and then it leaves and it moves out of frame. You can clearly see that that's what's happening.
There is actually like a logical explanation that isn't an identified object.
Right. If you say that, people will call you.
Tell us the logical explanation, because I know what it is.
1 second.
What is it? I want to hear what you think it is, Bath.
Well, I know. So this is like a conspiracy theory, dude, and he said that there's a freaking normal explanation for what this.
Okay.
This is the guy I posted. That life isn't fun, buddy boy. Trying to find the part in the video where he's talking
It's
about
just.
it.
Well, could you summarize it?
Gas behaves in a really strange way sometimes.
Well, yeah, sometimes gas forms large spherical black objects.
It's not a sphere, it just looks that way.
Light. It is the original force of creation.
Hey, Bath, what's the sun?
It's a sphere.
What's the sun made out of?
Really hot stuff.
It's made of gas.
There's nothing of nutritional note.
Well, technically, you can find every single element the deeper you get into the sun. We're definitely coming back to this when we go to space anomalies. So, guys, the Beatles never existed. Changed my mind.
I have a website, and it's the best website you've ever seen, so please click.
Oh.
Alright, who wants to read this off?
This
I'll
research began in 2011. Oh.
I'll let you do, Cooper.
And we came to the conclusion that the musical group known to us as the Beatles was composed of multiples. How and in what way they were such isn't entirely known, but we have been able to see it wasn't just actors with cosmetic surgery or human doubles of any kind. Due to the fact that we've done as much research as possible, and there are other more current and pressing worldwide issues confronting humanity, it is time to move on. Thank you for your interest in our work, and we hope it's been helpful. A helpful contribution to learning and understanding why the world, in its current condition, and one of the major ways in which it got this way.
Hey, can I explain the assumption?
Truly groundbreaking.
Okay, well.
Truly groundbreaking.
Well, I mean, what memes aside, if you look in movie night, I guess his ears changed in 20 years. Because in the first picture, his earlobes are attached in the first picture, and the second one they.
$5 says it's just the shadows make it look like they're detached.
Nah.
I mean, like, it looks less like his earlobe is detached and more like it's just covered in shadow, really.
Yeah, once again, Paul is dead is a whole other rabbit hole.
We're gonna probably have a whole Beatles section. There's a lot of rabbit holes surrounding the Beatles.
Yeah, the Beatles, I mean, you can't have a band as prolific and iconic and inspirational as the Beatles without a bunch of shit around.
Oh, now they're complaining about Paul McCartney's teeth.
But anyway, you said you had an explanation for the sun drinker?
Yeah, Beth. What's your explanation for the sun drinker, and then we'll move on.
Oh yeah, here's the explanation.
You're not
so
Beth.
basically, okay.
No, let Kaiser speak.
Okay, so basically, when a solar flare of a certain kind, affecting from itself, it creates something called a coronal cavity. That's what the black sphere thing is. And so basically, the sun is ejecting a bunch of stuff in a big, dense ball of solar flare stuff, and then it ejects it from the main body. That's what you're.
Why is it not? Why is there
So
no reflection or any sort of light emitted from it?
Because the solar stuff is so dense, it's like there's no light coming from it anymore. It's all just dense heat.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, there's lots of
Yeah, it
things
really
the
does.
sun would harm.
There's a lot of shit in space that's really hot that you can't see. I mean, it's not really that far fetched. The sun is also brighter, way brighter, and you would not notice, especially the recording equipment would not notice the luminosity of the object.
Now that's fair, but at the same time, the further away it gets, the more likely you should be able to actually see the luminosity of such. Unless, of course, it was some sort of unknown element that we have not been able to actually get to that temperature yet.
Yeah, but I think the last thing you should think it is that it's some kind of space jellyfish.
but what?
Because arthropods aren't real, though. So.
Well, you know, whenever you prove that a Zaxby's is real, I'll prove that arthropods are real. Okay.
Blair drove to Zaxby's, so.
So
that was an infernal shadow Zaxby's. It wasn't.
he went to one twice. Once in broad daylight.
Were you there for that stream? He never actually went to Zaxby's. He got lost and then went to a wall. Which might I say is an interesting development that Blaring put in the address for Zaxby's to Google Maps and then he got as if it was trying to lead him. Isn't that interesting?
We saw the Zaxby's at night.
So
You saw the infernal shadow Zaxby's.
Gentlemen.
Yep.
David Koresh. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Is he still?
Yeah, good way to avoid the Zaxby's commercial.
Branch Davidian still exists in 2018, 25 years after David Koresh's death.
Okay, well, I guess then it could be metaphorical, isn't it? Like the message of David Koresh is still alive. Because I don't have any evidence that he's actually literally.
Alright. Humans were the first organism.
Is that going off of, No, wait, that would...
A really
But
old
that-
hammer that's like 2 billion years old or whatever.
No, that sounds kind of biblical, almost.
But I'm not
It
sure about
does.
that either.
It does sound biblical.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, in the 7 days, didn't he create other beings first?
Yeah. He did. He created, I think birds and fish first,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Plus, I mean that's assuming that the Bible is like a complete timeline, and not just things we need it to know.
Well, also, there's missing books of the Bible, so...
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole in on itself. Let's
Yeah, I have an article here called "Initial Bipedal." Oh my god, it's so long. But if you look, the first sentence is really interesting to me. Doubtless, you've all heard of the aquatic ape hypothesis. Initial bipedalism is not a new idea. More appealing, speculative bones.
Agent Star and voice.
Well, now you've made me look away from the article to look at the boys. I hope you're happy. As much as I think it's interesting, I don't think this has any back.
Yeah, you don't have backer.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna block.
And finally, we get to something that someone actually had DM'd me about. The Order of Melchizedek.
Sounds gay.
Ooh, a priesthood. King of Righteousness. It's the King of Salem and priest of El Elyon. Brings out bread and wine and then blesses Abraham.
Isn't Jordan Melchizedek the spirit science guy?
It might be.
Not the guy who makes spirit science, but the one that he always mentioned.
I think a lot of people use the same figure as a sort of patron for something.
Order of Melchizedek just refers to someone telling Jews they should accept Jesus because he's amongst the Order of Melchizedek.
What?
Oh, what? What does that have to do with
His name indicates he may have worshipped Zedek, or Zeduk.
What did someone DM you about?
They specifically mentioned Melchizedek, the figure, and then the order, and they were just like, "Did you guys go over that yet?" And I was like, "Most likely next one."
Earliest priesthood mentioned.
So it's this idea of being a king. Well, it says here, according to the writer of Hebrews, Jesus is considered a priest in the order of Melchizedek because, like Melchizedek, Jesus was not a descendant of Aaron and thus would not qualify for Jewish priesthood under the law. What's that all?
Well, technically, the only priests for the Jewish people would be from Aaron's line, or more specifically, the people who were
Right.
taking care of the entire temple would be from Levi.
So the oh yeah, we've dropped Bath. He's disappeared.
Where'd he go?
He's in a storm.
Oh yeah, he's in the middle of a storm though. Bosun's
Well, I guess the order of Melchizedek we're stopping today.
we could stop here. But well, let's finish it out. So let's unpack this because there's a couple of things to
Oh, he's back.
go over here. Oh, he's
Let's
back?
unpack. Hi, back.
No, sorry, I lost track of time.
So proper priests in the
story
Jewish
of the storm
faith
bath.
can only be of the tribe of Levi. Anyone who is a priest of Melchizedek is essentially the Jewish version of a priest king. Someone who is both a priest and a king.
No, I got that part.
I think what he's trying to purport here is that because Jesus wasn't of the tribe of Levi, he was of the tribe of Judah, like most Jews, that he is of the order of Melchizedek, and therefore he is a priest king. And that's how it fits into him being a priest. Although it says, like, the order of Melchizedek, maybe it's purporting that such an order still exists?
Well, the order is supposedly the group of priests that followed Melchizedek.
What's the Melchizedek?
Well, we've
We
been
just
talking about it
Melchizedek.
for about a couple minutes now.
I'm sorry, I got distracted for a second. Never mind that. I'll just do it later.
Epistle of Hebrews.
I looked for. Are we on jellyfish saturation?
We're still at Melchizedek.
I think we can. This one's a tad bit confusing. Maybe we should just move on.
Alright, speaking of which, sorry about disappearing, but I lost track of time, so now I'm in the shower.
That's all right.
You're
Bath
what?
shower posting on an Iceberg video. Hell yeah, man.
You sure you
Top
want
tier.
this?
Oh, he does it all the time. It's fine.
You sure you want to hear?
So jellyfish
Only when you talk.
saturation.
I think it's some kind of a doomsday scenario where, because of like pollution and proliferation of plastics and the die-off of predators, that it would be a point only jellyfish and polyps exist in the ocean. You can already see this happening because the population of jellyfish has been exploding periodically recently.
What could be the reason for this?
Definitely real.
Microplastic.
Jellyfish blooms. Worst case scenarios for environmental collapse has long held that depredation of predators, overfishing, plastic pollutants, water acidity, high temps will wipe out virtually every living thing in the ocean, except for jellyfish and other polyps. This is no longer the worst case future scenario, but what is actually happening right now. And then the Anon gives some sources. Global research. Is that Canada?
I thought cephalopods did better in acidic water.
Well, apparently.
Maybe it's
I can't wait for the next Cambrian explosion.
That is going to be pretty.
Daily Gist Store. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of them. Look at this
Well,
one.
that's assuming that we can't repair things before then.
Look at them.
What are you gonna do when the sea scorpions come back, Sinaticus?
Not enter the ocean.
I'm gonna eat them.
I'm gonna eat them.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, actually, the sea scorpions wouldn't be kosher, so I can't eat them.
Get fucked, I get to eat the sea scorpions.
Fucking damn it. The televangelist bombers.
Well, there actually is only one televangelist bomber. Refers to a man, maybe there are multiple ones if anyone can do it research, but the one I'm referring to, an unidentified bomber sending similar pipe bombs to a number of televangelists. The first bombing occurred January 30th, 1990. The second bombing occurred April 27th, 1990. Apparently there were others, but they're not listed. I have a link here. In case you want to. That's what he is, a composite of the suspect. He has not been found, so he's legally missing since 1990. But for what reason would he be sending pipe bombs to televangelists all across the country?
Well, that seems kind of.
Maybe he's one of these diehard anti-theists.
I never really figured those as real, to be honest.
Oh, they're fucking real.
Militant to the point of sending pipe bombs, though.
Some of them are crazy, man. I'm telling you.
I'm not sure if there's that many, though. At least for that type of extremity. Maybe in the past.
People are crazy. They'll do crazy shit, man. I'm telling you.
Fair.
Great shit.
Bugs Bunny equals Native American spirit. Now, the
I
original
think
version
this one's
that
a
we
shit
looked
post.
at. No,
Yeah.
no, this one stated that it was like the Native American demiurge or some shit.
It's the Native
shit.
American Mishinbu, the great hare form of Nazbohos, a devious trickster god.
Yeah, I saw
What?
an article about Bugs Bunny and the election of Donald Trump.
I think it's pretty much just they're both bunnies and they're both tricksters.
Well, bunnies are often tricksters. So.
But they're so cute.
Yeah, but you wouldn't fuck them.
Well, they're not cute in that sense, so no. Okay. How do I pronounce this one? Carnophallocentrism. Hey, I got it the first time.
Okay. Does anybody else have this? Okay. So
It's like one of the top Google. Oh, never mind.
So from what I have been able to understand, this is basically some weird feminist vegan bullcrap that basically is like speciesism, and like basically this guy Jacques Derrida is like trying to say that human and like carnivorous animals dominate the way we speak, and that we are not actually like supposed to be all carnivorous and all that kind of stuff, and that the conversation around food has focused in such a way that we no longer associate like eating vegetarian as if it's just like an alternate thing, like we think of it as something very strange, and that's why all that kind of stuff is weird.
You wanna know what?
Yeah.
There's so much stake in the beef industry that I'm actually willing to believe that. No pun intended.
The only thing though is that the guy also has like a bunch of other weird ideas that we don't really get, and this is like a very big guess that I'm making on a lot of gaps that I.
Isn't there something similar to that though, where like humans don't actually naturally eat that many berries and fruit and stuff? Like almost everything that we get is imported.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fucking buy it. Lottery exists to catch time travelers.
I mean, this one's just true. What do you want me to? I mean,
I believe the logic. Yeah.
What better way to do it?
Yeah. Oh, the lottery is just a way for the CIA specifically. Okay.
Alright, sounds as though we're all in agreement. Moving
Yeah,
on. Human
I don't see
genome
anything wrong with
defunded.
FBI is also cited. Bob Chandler, the father of Christian Wester Chandler, is in. Oh fuck, no, that's the wrong one.
Human genome defunded.
They're like, man, who gives a crap about the human? Pachinga.
Well,
No
it's
more
well
money.
known that the Human Genome Project was defunded in like 1995. Like they lost a lot of the money. Purportedly, conspiracy theorists say that they did this because they were getting too close to having really good discoveries that they didn't want happening.
I know.
Not a lot of evidence, but it is weird that they got defunded at such a critical time in their research.
Well, I know a lot of places got defunded. I know Disney got defunded and a lot of their Epcot stuff around that time too. So I think that just might have been a thing that was happening around that time.
This is another alien one. Greys equal proto-humans.
Didn't we have one
Well,
where
hold
they
on.
were supposed to be?
Are graves evolved dolphins or proto-humans?
What if they're both?
That might be the missing link.
What if proto-dolphins?
No, they're the part of the aquatic ape theory.
No. You're missing the big picture here, Gloop, right? Dolphins evolved into greys, who then went back in time and became the proto-humans. There are still some evolved dolphins in today's world. How about that? Humans come from dolphin theory, confirmed.
Wouldn't that be the aquatic ape theory?
That would come into
That
aquatic
would.
ape.
That's the aquatic ape theory. Dolphins
Tying
are
it together,
aquatic
we're tying it
apes.
together.
Yeah, I can buy that.
I swear to God, if I saw a gray in real life, I'd smash its head in the
Like we all would.
Violent.
fucking
Why would
shitty
you
bug
do
eyes
so?
going, eh.
CN psyops.
I don't know if this is supposed to be CNN or CN as in
Cartoon Network, dude. They're controlling us.
No, it
Once
literally
the
is.
Titans go.
Cartoon Network psyops was a lot of the other Iceberg, so it's
I
that.
mean, look at all the Steven Universe.
That reminds me of The Dawn Is Your End.
Yes. Like the old creepypasta or the just the original.
Just the original Adult Swim bumper. That shit
It
was
seems
pretty
like every
cool.
time we look up Cartoon Network psyops, we end up at the Dawn Is Your Enemy because that's all.
Because
That might be what it is.
because it's really out of place. It doesn't make any sense why that's there.
But the Dawn is your enemy. Us. Wait.
I just keep getting CNN.
Typed in quotes.
I
I type in
tried that.
Cartoon Network instead of just.
Early Cartoon Network is kind of strange, though.
It was
There wasn't a
lovely.
lot of early Cartoon. Just like a lot of the Barbera stuff.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Cartoon Network psyops. ForwardPrice.usa. Come on. You're seeking article. What the pop up.
And trying to keep the information from.
I'm always trying to figure out about a psyop.
What is this? Bosun, I can't make heads or tails of this. What about you? Hold on, let me post a...
Yeah, link it. Let's see. Let's see. What the?
You see?
Wake up, America! Your freedoms are being destroyed.
The Jew Media Octopus.
They don't talk airline disaster. Incogman. My grandfather was a proud member of the Nazi Party. He was well known statesman, poet, used his spare time and a technical advisor for company in Austria that built engines for aircraft. What? It like starts a quote and then it doesn't like, end the quote and it just keeps going.
I feel like this was made by someone not from...
With like schizophrenia.
Well, not even that. I'd say it was just someone from outside the US and just decided to make a site just for the US. I don't know why.
Right.
And...
I wish I had something on this. I really do, but there's fucking
nothing.
Stop Skywar?
Well, privately owned nuclear weapons.
Probably exists.
Doesn't George Clooney have like a spy satellite?
I don't know. Apparently there's a privately owned nuclear weapons plant in Kansas City. Supposedly.
Yeah.
This is going to be our last line, by the way.
Alright.
Oh.
Yeah, we're reaching the 3-hour mark.
Honeywell.
I want to talk about the Welt Iceberg.
I used to work for Honeywell.
My father actually worked for Honeywell.
What about them?
I've got the village.
He an electrical engineer, so he audits a lot.
Does this have to do with privately owned nuclear weapons?
It might.
Who brought up Honeywell in the first place, buddy?
Apparently it's a government contractor for the US. Hold on. Having survived this preference. Minneapolis Honeywell was approached by the U.S. military for engineering and manufacturing projects. In 1941, they developed a superior tank periscope. Blah blah blah. In 1950, Minneapolis Honeywell's Aero Division was contracted for the controls of the first U.S. nuclear submarine, the USS Nautilus. Oh. Alright. Honeywell is the consortium that runs the Pantex plant that assembles all of the nuclear bombs in the U.S. arsenal. Ah. Oh, yep. Here we go. Operates the Kansas City plant, which produces and assembles 85% of non-nuclear components of the bombs. This is a private company, by the way. Conglomerate, headquartered in New Jersey. Multinational, but it's mainly American. Makes a variety of consumer products. Say it's fair to say that they might have one or two things go missing during, or just make on their own time.
Weltishire.
This one is actually much weirder than you would think.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is so fucking weird. I love this.
Yeah, Weltish's Lair, World Ice Theory or World Ice Doctrine, also known as glacial cosmogony, is a cosmological concept proposed by Hans Horbiger, an Austrian engineer and inventor. Horbiger arrived at this idea. He said that he received it in a vision in 1890. According to his ideas, ice was the basic substance of all cosmic processes, and ice moons, ice planets, and the global ether, also made of ice, had determined the entire development of the universe.
Wait, can I say one thing about this?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I'd like to point out that the vision he had was where he was looking at the moon
Through a telescope, and he was like, dude, everything about the moon is due to ice. And then he had a dream where he looked at a large pendulum swinging until it slowly withered away, and he was like, Newton was wrong about everything. He wrote his thesis.
Well, now, let me just say that. You can say that, he didn't arrive at this through research to receive it from a vision, therefore it's wrong. But I would like to cite the instance, and I cite this all the time, of the Bohrian model of the atom, the staple of atomic and molecular physics, was given to Niels Bohr through a dream. So there are instances in which great scientific leaps that were proven true were revealed to the discoverers in dreams and visions. So just because it was revealed to them in a dream does not automatically disprove it, in my opinion.
Bones,
yeah,
weren't
but
you
I
the
have to
person
say-
saying that sleep wasn't necessary?
What'd you say?
Weren't you the person saying that sleep wasn't necessary?
You can have visions without sleep. You even said that long periods of sleep will give you hallucinations. Regardless.
But, I think I would agree with the whole, thing, but I think it's weird that the dreams and visions he had absolutely nothing to do with ice, is my issue.
According to the idea, the solar system had its origin in a gigantic star into which a smaller, dead, waterlogged star. This impact caused a huge explosion that flung fragments of the smaller star out into interstellar space, where the water condensed and froze into giant blocks of ice. A ring of such blocks formed what we now call the Milky Way, as well as a number of solar systems, along which was our own, but with many more planets than currently exist. Interplanetary space is filled with traces of hydrogen gas, which then causes the planets to slowly spiral inwards along with ice. Yeah, it's just a crazy thing.
Fun fact about also, it was that the Nazis reported as the official explanation for the universe. As to
Some of them.
Well, it was supposed to be the German antithesis of relativity, since Einstein was Jewish.
Interesting. By the way, we lost Judge Boy. Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
Anunnaki Village.
Okay. I have 2 YouTube videos of parts of the actual village. It is a real place. Here is where it is located. The conspiracy comes around an urban legend around it, though.
Yeah.
So the village is isolated, and the urban legend was that they were said to be cannibals, commit incest, and murder was very common. It's said that electronic devices are useless there. The fact about it is that from 1603 to 1868, it was a foresting village. They fueled the Japanese army with charcoal in the Second World War, and after the war, survived on agriculture. This town, the site was chosen for the construction of a dam. The town was transferred to where the current village now is, and the current village is now either in ruins or most of it is abandoned. It's kind of unclear. And there's a bunch of gates to keep people out. And during some point in here, there was a flood where the local cemetery was dragged away and a couple of gravestones were left visible, and those were believed to be cursed as well.
Yeah, you should never go near grave.
By the way, I mispronounced that. It's Inunaki, not Anunnaki.
Wait.
I'm too used to reading other stuff. related to that.
Are you okay?
Okay.
Kyogre?
MK Ultra ongoing.
Now, this is a theory that a lot of people put forth that MK Ultra is still going on with like things like the Monarch. And while you can purport that, and I, that's fine. I would like to provide with you some actual evidence for that. In this book called Seattle and the Cult of Intelligence, written by Victor Marchetti, a former special assistant to the Deputy Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, and John D. Marks, a former officer of the United States Department of State. They purport very distinctly that MK Ultra and that it is still ongoing. As of 1974, at least. But if it were still going on, then they probably wouldn't have ended it. Fun fact about this book, the U.S. government sued the authors to prevent the release of this book. And this is the only time they've ever done that in history.
They actually sued him not because they were revealing Hey Ultra was ongoing, but they were just really upset they didn't want to know that Midnight Climax was still ongoing.
That could be, but that was part of MK Ultra.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Theory still holds. What do you think?
This is a lot of these have not gotten blacked, so this is a juicy episode.
Yeah, I'd say honestly, MK Ultra is like one of those things that, like, if it was ongoing, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, that's going to be
government's
something
fucked.
we're going to be discussing for season 2. So, Garmonbosia equals adrenochrome.
Okay, so from what I can tell, Garmonbosia is a thing in Twin Peaks series, and it is like a thing in the human body that alien monster things take out by the demonic beings take out. And basically what it's saying is that it is based off of a real-life chemical compound called adrenochrome, which is like this kind of drug that was in Fear and...
The thing about that is...
to give it more context.
Adrenochrome is the oxidation of adrenaline. You all know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Alright. And it's unrelated to chrome or chromium. Apparently, it's also derived from carbozotrome. Huh. And usually it's apparently used for effects on the brain, but it is an unscheduled controlled substance in the U.S.
Yes, and let me talk about this. Garmonbosia in the context of Twin Peaks refers to a substance that's like concentrated human suffering. All the evil spirits in that show want Garmonbosia, which means they want to cause human suffering so they can consume it. Adrenochrome is a drug referred to in a lot of media. It's yet, like you said, it's the oxidation of like adrenaline. But the way to get it is that you have to extract it from a living human, like from their brain. So it's illegal because you have to literally kill someone to get it. And it's most potent, get this, when you extract it from children. Do you see where I'm going with it?
Oh, shit!
Oh, shoot, okay, I see now.
So it has a lot of parallels to the fictional Garmonbosia substance in that way, where it's a substance that you can consume to give you a high, because it's literally adrenaline, and you have to cause suffering in order to get it. So, regardless of any parallels that it might have to the fictional Garmonbosia and adrenochrome itself it's quite the conspiracy theory in and of itself.
Okay.
You know, well,
That seems realistic.
I'll give my commentary on that when I stop recording. That is it for this episode.
Alright.
Anyone
Have a
watching
good
can
one.
drop down to the description to go to our new Discord and talk about other conspiracy theories with us. That's where season 2 will be held, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Zaxby's is a